Chris, take it away. It's our National Perspective brought to you by Global Transport.
Nathan, thank you very much. Before we delve into what we've seen so far at Browns training camp, Joe Thomas, you come in third as far as our camera setups. You look like the 15-year-old high school student who threw his book bag just about anywhere in the room.
Well, thank you. I'll take 15-year-old high school student anytime because that was the end of my higher education. So thank you.
I finished second since I've got the old school Jim Brown over my right shoulder. But Andrew Hawkins, you look like you do this for a living, and you've got the broadcaster headsets on top of everything else. Are Jim Nance and Tony Romo about ready to slide in there and do a broadcast with you?
I was hoping to get the Monday night gig from my garage. I was not lucky enough to get that, Chris. So I'm going to create my own broadcast here from Garage Hawk, baby.
Louis Riddick and Brian Greasy on line one for you. All right, guys. So far, it's been interesting. We haven't had a ton of padded practices. Training camp is cut way, way down. Joe Thomas, are you focusing on Jedrick Wills, the number 10 overall pick this year? And if fans are watching this right now, how do they know if he's getting better when he isn't going against a different team?
Well, I'm certainly focusing on Jed a lot because he's going to be such a big part of this offense. Obviously, we know the Browns last season struggled to protect Baker Mayfield. That was a big part of the lack of confidence that he had in the pocket, the footwork issues that Baker was having down the stretch last season. And that's one of the big things that Kevin Stefanski wants to fix this season. That's why they went out and they paid big bucks for Jack Conklin at right tackle. They drafted Jedrick Wills at left tackle because they wanted to fix those protection issues. Getting Jed up to speed is going to be the biggest priority for this offense this year. Jack Conklin, he played in this offense when he was in Tennessee. So we know that he's going to be ready when the Ravens game starts in September. But the big question is the rookie, right? They've got so much to learn what rookie offensive linemen do. Jed Wills going from right tackle at Alabama to left tackle with the Browns, learning a new offense. Everything's new for him and everything's truncated because there's no offseason for the most part and hardly any training camp. So for him to get up to speed, that is going to be the key for the Browns to be able to run the football, which is what Kevin wants to do, and to be able to throw those great play action passes that this offense is so well known for. So early on, a little bit of rough patches there for Jed, but that's really to be expected. You got to remember right now, because of the COVID-19 and the offseason that didn't happen in 2020, Jed's like in day 4 of OTAs right now. And I remember back when I was day 4 of OTAs, I could barely line up. I could barely get in my stance and get off the ball on time in the snap count because those are all the things that you take for granted when you're a veteran or you're a fan that's watched veterans on the offensive line for so long. But that's been a little bit rough to start. But remember that he is the one that's going to accelerate the quickest. He's going to learn the quickest because he's got the most to learn. He's got the skill set, yes. He's got the brains and the intelligence to be able to learn quickly, and it's going to happen. So I expect a week from now, he's going to look like a totally different person that he has been in these first few practices.
Hawk, what about for you? Is it the receiver room? Is it the tight ends? Because that, to me, has gone from a weakness on this team to a strength.
Yeah. I honestly think the tight ends may be the strength of the offense, and I think they're going to sneak up on a lot of people, and I think that's the reason why. When you look at the receiving core and you look at Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, I mean, these aren't just great wide receivers. These aren't just a great 1-2 punch. These are two of the statistically best wide receivers that the NFL has ever seen. I'm talking about from a catch standpoint, their abilities. Odell Beckham, and I know we can beat this drum till we're blue in the face, but as a receiver, I am telling you, Odell Beckham is one of the most talented wide receivers to ever play the game of football. Those one-handed catches you see him making, they're cute. They get it. Some people get annoyed. The kids are all trying to. That stuff is not easy to do. I promise you. If you threw me 100 of them, I may catch 10. Odell Beckham can catch 90 of them at a time, and it's because his hands are incredible. He's fast. He's quick. He understands the game, his movement, his routes. And Jarvis Landry. I've been retired for 3 years now. When I was in the league, Jarvis was one of the guys that I would watch around the league to pick things out of his game because he's that kind of football player. He never takes a play off. There's never a block he won't make. There's never a situation where if it means gaining 1 extra yard for the offense and him putting his head in front of a linebacker and making that block, Jarvis is going to do it. I'm telling you, one of the best football players of our era. So when you look at that kind of talent, you understand teams are going to want to prepare for that.
Yep. I want to hear from both of you on this, but I want to start with Hawk. Do you buy into the fact that second year, it's no longer a shock that he's not a New York Giant, that he's not the apple of the NFL's eye, if you will.
Yep.
Do you buy that he's more comfortable and will be better because of that?
Absolutely. I mean, I've played with nagging injuries before, and while the audience or the fan might not be able to tell, like, you don't look that much different. I mean, it's on his mind constantly. That's the thing that is really nagging, and that hurts the game. And to your point, I feel like Odell has really settled into his role in Cleveland, and this being kind of home base for him. I mean, even it sounds silly, but if you've seen the recent Drake video that Odell is in, what is he wearing? He is wearing a Cleveland Browns t-shirt. That is not an accident. That is not something he just woke up and threw on. That is him showing, I'm not only happy to be here, I'm proud to be here, and this is home, and we're about to do some electrifying things this season. So I am excited about this. Another year with Baker. Their rapport looks incredible. We'll get into Baker in a minute, but I do think Odell is primed for a huge season.
Joe, did you even watch the Drake video? Do you know what Hawk's talking about or no?
He was in it.
I don't know who Drake is. I know Drake is a mallard that I shoot when I go duck hunting in the fall. But other than that, I'm not really familiar.
Don't play the old Huckleberry offensive.
No, actually, I love Drake. He's the best. No, absolutely. I saw that video. OBJ representing Cleveland. You got to love that, right? Like everybody from Cleveland, everybody that's adopted the Cleveland mentality that feels like they're one of Cleveland's own, even though we didn't grow up here like me and Hawk. We still think of ourselves as Clevelanders. We got pride when we see Cleveland on a national stage being represented like it was in that Drake video with OBJ. So I think last year, when I look at their offense as a whole, right, there was a lack of details. And I think that really shown, especially as you watch throughout the season. And when you're elite of elite, and OBJ is elite of the elite, to be able to showcase your skill set, those details have to be precise. It's like talking about a German manufactured car versus some jalopy from some other country that was made maybe 40 years ago, right? The precision has to be there for the thing to function at its best. And the precision just wasn't there. Baker and OBJ just oftentimes weren't on the same page. And I think the details weren't there for whatever reason. We don't have to go into it, but it wasn't there during practice. And so when they got to game day, there was just a lack of confidence in exactly where things were going to be. It caused Baker's footwork to be a little bit off. It caused the passes to not be exactly where maybe OBJ thought they were going to be. And when you're one of the best, maybe could be the best receiver in the NFL right now with OBJ, like you want the ball to be right where you expect it, because then you can just let your natural greatness and ability take over.
We're out of time, guys. But before we go, Bitonio's beard, do we give it a thumbs up or too much, guys?
I've given Bitonio's beard a thumbs down from day one, and it hasn't gotten any better.
No. Bitonio, cut it, man. Go back to baby face.
He's such a cute little baby face. I wish he would go back.
Guys, we will see you on Sunday when we break down our 2020 expectations for quarterback Baker Mayfield. Nathan, back to you.